One of the things I think about quite a bit the last several years is how we're having a hard time living together well in our churches, in our schools, in our families, in neighborhoods, businesses, and there's so much judgment instead of empathy. There's a lot of certainty instead of curiosity, and that leads to lots of contempt. And I sense it in my own neighborhood. And I sense it in my church, where we identify somebody as having one characteristic, one piece of their identity, and then that becomes enough for us to say, I'm going to disregard them completely. I essentially despise them. I can't, I'm going to shut them out. Just yesterday, there were 2 or 3 of my friends who were saying, if you are involved in this particular activity, don't friend me. Unfriend me from Facebook. I really don't want anything to do with you. And that's just so destructive to living together in community. And so I wanted to call attention to that and to invite us to say, I understand that these are individual identities that are important to people, and we should notice them and note them. But that should not make us hold them in contempt. And so there's a line about, notice my skin color, but I am more than just my skin color. Notice who I love, but I am more than just who I love, and don't have contempt for me just because of that. Here is my religion or my faith, but don't have contempt for me just because I'm in this particular category. And then the line that has gotten the most feedback, look at my vote. On that alone, are you likely to hold contempt for me? And that has been a real interesting, hopefully you've had some good conversations either as a full group or individually. But when I'm clinicking with students and other choirs, we spend a lot of time talking about how we need to live together in community. There are 50 million people who will be voting for somebody that you might not be voting for. And they are in our churches, our schools, our neighborhoods. How do we live together? Just like there will be other people who look different, who have different loves, who have different faiths, different class, different, you name it. So this is an invitation to sort of lay down certainty, lay down these snap judgments, and to say, I notice all of that. I see your identity and all these identity pieces that are important to you. And I'm not going to hold contempt, not going to hold you in contempt or despise you just because you fit into one of these categories. And there are some folks who have said that they feel like that's calling them out. Where actually, then I take some time, we won't have quite time to do this tonight, but I say, have you felt held in contempt because of, at any point, because of your skin color, whether you're white, brown, black, or whatever? Have you ever felt judged or held in contempt just because of the color of your skin? And I think all of us probably have, no matter what, some of us to much more extent than others. Based on your religion, whether you're Buddhist, Jewish, Muslim, Christian, agnostic, whatever, have you ever felt contempt or judged or misunderstood just based on your identity in that field of faith? Almost everybody says yes. Same thing with who we vote for. Same thing with who we love. And so it is meant to be an invitation to all of us, and not something where I'm trying to say that there are certain people who we need to support and certain people we don't need to support. This is an invitation for all of us to say, let's live better together in community.